Whether you're a soldier, a survivor, or someone who believes in the power of a single decision, this story is going to stay with you. It's about courage when no one's watching, and a decision that broke every rule but saved 4 lives. No rank. No clearance. No backup. Only snow, silence, and a moment that tested everything she believed in. This isn't some viral tale made up for clicks. It happened. And it starts with a woman who wasn't supposed to be anywhere near that helicopter. Her name was Dorsey. She was trained, experienced, respected, but today, none of that mattered. Because today, she wasn't on the schedule. She wasn't cleared to fly. And command had just grounded all air operations. It was the middle of one of the worst winter storms in recent history. Icy winds, zero visibility, and whiteout conditions across the region. A forward operating base had taken indirect fire during the night. 4 soldiers were injured, badly. One of them was barely hanging on, his leg torn apart by shrapnel. The field medics did what they could, but the message over the radio was chilling: we can't stabilize them. They won't survive unless we evacuate now. The response from command was immediate and cold. Negative. All flights grounded. Wait for storm clearance. But waiting meant bleeding out. Waiting meant death. And Kara knew it. She had just finished a maintenance check near the hangar when she overheard the medic's final plea for help. Something in her gut twisted. She knew that voice. She knew the urgency. And she knew she couldn't just stand there. Officially, she was off rotation. She had no authority, no green light, and no co-pilot. But authority doesn't matter when people are dying. Without saying a word, she walked into the hangar, grabbed her flight gear, and made her way to the Black Hawk. The snow was already piling up fast, the wind howling so loud it was hard to think. She climbed into the cockpit like she belonged there, because in her heart, she did. The chopper groaned as it powered up, blades cutting through the storm like a knife. Mechanics and ground crew saw her and froze. Someone shouted her name, but no one moved to stop her. They all knew what she was about to do. And none of them could bring themselves to stop her. She took off blind. No autopilot. No radar lock. No flight plan filed. She flew on instinct, memory, and guts. Each gust of wind was like a slap from nature itself, trying to shove her back. Ice started forming on the canopy. Alarms flickered. Visibility was gone, but she kept going. She didn't just fly into the storm, she became part of it. Back at the base, they didn't know she was gone yet. By the time command realized a Black Hawk had taken off without clearance, she was already 15 minutes out, halfway to the casualty site. And 20 minutes in, through the chaos and the cold, she saw it, a single flare burning red against the snow. A miracle in the white void. She dropped altitude fast. Soldiers on the ground waved frantically. The medics had kept the wounded warm with blankets and body heat, but they were fading fast. The snow was up to their knees. One man had already stopped shivering. Kara held the chopper steady as the medics and crew loaded the injured. Every second felt like a lifetime. She didn't say a word, her focus was unbreakable. Once they were inside, she lifted off again. That was when things really got dangerous. The storm had thickened. The rotors were icing. The weight of the patients shifted the balance. Her warning lights blinked. But Kara never flinched. She adjusted manually, flying lower, using tree lines and landmarks to navigate. Not the safest way, but the only way. Radio silence followed her until she was within sight of the base. That's when control finally hailed her. "Unidentified Black Hawk, state your identity." She responded calmly, "This is Dorsey. I have the wounded. I'm coming in hot." The landing was rough. Skid first into packed snow, nearly tipping the chopper, but she kept control. The back doors swung open before the rotors even stopped, and medics rushed out to take the injured straight to triage. Kara stepped out last. Her uniform soaked in sweat and melted frost, eyes bloodshot from the cold and the stress. She didn't celebrate. She didn't say a word. One of the younger medics, barely out of training, walked up to her and asked quietly, "Ma'am, you weren't even supposed to be here today, were you?" She just shook her head. "Doesn't matter now," she said. "They're alive. No medal. No ceremony. No headlines or interviews. Just 4 soldiers breathing because someone made the right call when no one else would." Kara wasn't cleared to fly. But when it mattered, she flew anyway. And that one act, that one risk, made her more of a hero than any medal ever could. Because in real life, heroes don't always wait for orders. They just do what needs to be done. Maybe you've met someone like that. Maybe you've been that person. This channel is for those who get it. The warriors. The quiet fighters. The ones who step forward when everyone else stands still. If this story meant something to you, drop a comment. Let us know what you'd have done in Kara's place. And if you know someone who would have done the same, share this story with them. Because sometimes, the stories no one talks about are the ones we all need to remember.